Trust me, I'm not holding back. On the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week. New segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow the Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back. We're better. Let's get it.
It's 3:11. It's a norovirus, a highly contagious bug that causes sudden vomiting and diarrhea. The old time wheat with
The thing about this virus is it does not last all of that long. And so usually people are clearing their vaccine so that we can see what else is going on.
Dr. Reed added hand washing, not sanitizer, is key to preventing the flu, along with thoroughly disinfecting shared spaces and high-touch surfaces. A woman is dead after Chicago police say she was thrown from a vehicle during a crash in Logan Square. It happened this morning near Hamlin and Diverse. The car then veered across the road and struck the back of a semi. Detectives say the passenger was ejected and died at the scene. The driver was taken to the hospital. The semi-truck driver declined treatment. Tickets are pending. After some delay, downtown Naperville hosting a public unveiling for a new art installation.
The new unveiling date comes a week after the city decided to postpone the event due to heavy snowfall and unsafe road conditions.
We talked to the city, we talked with our board, talked with people who are coming, our advisory board, and everyone was completely understandable and wonderful, and we made the punch and changed.
Shannon Green-Robb with Our Forum Naperville says it was important to the community to have an in-person celebration of the piece, which is called the Naperville Music Box.
I don't believe there's been something of this magnitude. It's a quite large piece. I think it's like 20 feet high and maybe 15 feet across. I mean, it's a big piece.
It's an immersive art installation that features sound, color, and light. It will be located in an alleyway downtown.
I do think it's going to be magical and for all ages. I think it will excite people and inspire people that what be done in this, what we see every day, the space between two buildings, and then what could it be?
Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Proud to be named the 2025 Station of the Year by the Illinois Broadcasters Association for the second consecutive year. Every day, our newsroom is dedicated to serving Chicago with the latest news, traffic, and weather. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls. Whatever that means. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. KFC's chicken pot pie. The best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Things are going to be busy between now and the end of the year. Holiday gatherings, school functions for the kids, and family get-togethers. Hey, it's Roz Varon, and the last thing you want to worry about this holiday season is whether your roof is going to make it through another Chicago winter. One call to Rogers Roofing to schedule a free 21-point roof inspection will put your mind at ease. A highly trained roof inspector will carefully examine every inch of your roof, checking the 21 most common areas of roofing failure, then go over their results with you and discuss your options going forward. Most of the time, problems can be fixed with a minor repair, but if it is time for a new roof, Rogers offers money-saving to make paying easy. And don't forget, Rogers is so confident in their skilled installers, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. So call or go online to schedule your free 21-point roof inspection today. 872-320-4880. That's 872-320-4880 or online at rogersroofing.com.
3:15, the AccuWeather 5-day forecast now, sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
So as we head through the remainder of the afternoon, clouds will continue to increase and thicken. We'll have a mostly cloudy sky into tonight. There will be a little bit of snow around later on. No issues for the commute this evening, but there will be a little bit of snow moving in later on, especially near or after midnight. Little or no accumulation expected, as should be a fairly brief round of snow. Low 19 early tonight. Temperatures will rise through the 20s. Keep in mind, though, temperatures are a good bit below freezing, so even if there is just a small amount of snow, it could be just enough to cause a few slick spots. Not as cold tomorrow, up to 39. It will be breezy with plenty of clouds. Well, actually, some rain tomorrow night as temperatures hold in the mid to upper 30s. Could mix with a little wet snow late, and temperatures fall back through the 30s Wednesday, blustery and colder with occasional snow, and still a chance for some snow or flurries Thursday and Friday as it turns colder again. High both days 24. 26 in O'Hare right now, 27 at Midway and in Albany Park, 28 at the lakefront, going down to 19 tonight. I'm active with the meteorologist, Brian Thompson.
All right, Brian, thanks so much. It's 3:16. Time to find the new Chevrolet at applechevy.com, serving you since 1963. And from the applechevy.com Sports Desk from the Score, good afternoon, Mike Esposito.
Lisa, good afternoon. So close and yet so far away for the Bears yesterday at Lambeau Field. A last-second rally fell short, and today, tape review day at Hallis Hall, as Rick Gregg reports.
Jalen Johnson and the rest of the defense have 3 plays to focus on. Jordan Love's touchdown throws of 23, 45, and 41 yards.
Really outside of that, we did a solid that we had to bet on third down for sure, but other than that, they have a lot of big plays.
This is the time to rue those mistakes.
I know one goal that we always have to get on loose in a row, so I think for us it's just resetting our mind, getting our bodies right, and then just attacking the Cleveland week and trying to get to win number 10.
They might need 2 wins in their last 4 games to make the playoffs. On paper, the 3-win Browns would seem to be the most vulnerable remaining opponent. Covering the Bears, Rick Gregg, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And the Browns today named Shedeur Sanders the team's #1 quarterback for the rest of the season. So the Bears will see Sanders on Sunday. The Bears now the 7th seed in the NFC with a 9-4 record. Monday Night Football tonight in L.A. Chargers hosting the Eagles. And bad news for the Colts. Their quarterback Daniel Jones tore his Achilles yesterday. He is, of course, done for the season. Basketball, the Bulls have lost 7 straight after last night's 32-point defeat to Golden State. Bulls missing a lot of players, yes, due to injury, but they have dropped significantly in the standings since their 5-0 start. The record now 9-14. Charlotte on Friday is their next game. Hockey, the Blackhawks return from their West Coast swing on a 2-game skid after losing big in Anaheim last night. They host the Rangers on Wednesday night. With sports at 16:46, I'm 670 The Score's Mike Esposito on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Mike, thank you. 3:18, traffic sponsored by Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. Here's Neil.
Right, traffic's getting heavy in the express lanes of the Kennedy outbound. Right around Damon, we have a stall now blocking the right lane. Really heavy from Division. Stick with the local lanes to save some time. Kennedy out 18 to Montrose, just 36 to O'Hare, 45 in from O'Hare to downtown, 23 off the junction. In the future, Metro wants to remind you to avoid delays altogether to and from the northwest suburbs. Pick up a train. The UP Northwest line is available out of Des Plaines. Looking at the Edens as you make your way inbound, now 20 minutes from Lake Hook to the junction. You're heavy before Cicero. Looking at the Eisenhower now, 58 minutes out, 55 in from I-90. Stevenson outbound 45 to the Tri-State, just about an hour to 355. 40 minutes in from the Veterans Tollway to the Lakefront, 26 to get in from the Tri-State Tollway. Southside, the Dan Ryan 35 out, 17 in. Nothing major on 57 or the Ford, and pretty standard stuff on DuSable Lakeshore Drive with some traffic through Grant Park either way and near the stoplight at Chicago Avenue. Tollway's decent for now. There is a heavy delay on the Tri-State southbound from the Bensonville Bridge to Ogden. A lot of construction in the area between the Cermak Toll and the Stevenson. Route 53 is okay. I-80 westbound is slow in the southwest suburbs from Chicago Street to Larkin, and a backup on 8094 today. Eastbound in spots between the Bishop Ford and Broadway. Traffic sponsored by Hand & Stone Massage and Facial Spa. Hand & Stone has a secret that turns one gift into 2. Buy one massage or facial gift card for $150 or more and get another $50 gift card free. Visit your local Hand & Stone Massage Spa or handandstone.com today. Next report, 328 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Neil, we had peaks of the sun earlier today, but clouds are rolling in. Cold, a high of 27. Cloudy tonight. Could get a little snow north of the city. A low around 20, but rising temperatures could reach near 40 tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we could get a mix of rain or wet snow later on. We've got 26 degrees at O'Hare, 25 Wheeling, 27 Lakefront. Market Watch. Stocks close lower to begin the trading week. It is 3:20. Our top story this hour, the divide growing between some Chicago aldermen and Mayor Johnson on how to fund the city next year. Both sides have until the end of the month to reach an agreement. Time is ticking. Much more on the budget coming up at 3:31. Well, Chicago is hitting some milestones in this year's wintry weather.
We've had more than 17 inches of snow over the past few weeks. That's the most since 1978, when 24 inches fell by December 7th. We've already had about as much snow as we had all of last winter. National forecasters suggest we could be in for a La Nina this winter, and that could mean much more snowfall before the season is done. Government predictions say the extra moisture from the La Nina could last through February. Cisco Cotto, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Evanston's mayor calling out the Trump administration's agreement with Northwestern University.
In a letter sent to the Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, Evanston Mayor Daniel Biss is seeking more details on how the Trump administration wants Northwestern University to handle immigration, healthcare, and protests on campus. Last month, Northwestern's administration agreed to pay $75 million in fines, settling allegations of anti-Semitism in order to receive close to $800 million in federal research funds. Their agreement forced Northwestern to make changes in some of their policies. The Evanston mayor questions some of those, asking what is the extent of necessary law enforcement involvement with protests on campus? What are the changes happening to gender-affirming care at the university's hospital and medical facilities? As well as questions pertaining to immigration enforcement and international students' information being shared. Mayor Biss is also running to replace U.S. Rep. Jan Schakowsky for the Illinois District 9 seat. We're still waiting for the administration to respond to the letter. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Stocks begin the week in the red. We're going to check in with Bloomberg coming up.
When winter storms hit and the power goes out, will you be ready? Call Penco Electric and Generators at 847-95-PENCO for a free estimate on a Generac standby generator that restores power to your home or business within seconds. With 20 years experience and over 30,000 generator installations and service calls, Penco is Chicagoland's premier Generac dealer. Power up with Penco. Call today for 0% financing and a free extended warranty. 847
Latham, lead tax attorney at 5 Star Tax Resolution. Tax problems haunting you? We've battled the IRS for 17 years, earning Forbes #1 ranking and an A+ BBB score. Call pound 250 right now and say tax help to turn the tables this second. Your peace of mind is one quick call away. Just call pound 250 and say tax help to stop the IRS in their tracks. Or go online at 5startaxresolution.com. 5 Star Tax Resolution. Call pound 250 and say tax help now.
3:23 now. Business from the PNC Bank Business Desk, official bank of the Bears. And here's Tom Busby.
Help is on the way for some struggling U.S. farmers. President Trump today announcing a one-time $12 billion farm aid package to bail out U.S. soybean and other farmers. They've been hurt by low crop prices and all the business lost because of the Trump tariffs and trade wars, which cut off sales to China for months. A new study done by OpenAI, again, it's done by OpenAI, says its ChatGPT chatbot and other AI products are saving workers on average as much as 1 hour every day. It says that those who work in data science, engineering, communications, and in roles like accounting rise. Google says that its first of 2 AI-powered smart glasses are going to arrive sometime in 2026. One of them will have screens to read. Another will be focused just on audio. Ohio-based Fifth Third Bank plans to get a lot bigger. It's aiming to spend nearly $2 billion, putting up hundreds of new bank branches in Florida, the Carolinas, and Texas. And the group Coldplay named the most popular touring artist so far this millennium, according to Pollstar. It's based on ticket sales of nearly $25 billion. U2 is next, followed by Ed Sheeran. With this 23:53 from the Bloomberg News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
We've got a stall on the Kennedy, and that's causing delays. Traffic is coming up.
A non-attorney spokesperson, paid for by Action Matters.
Attention victims of church clergy sexual abuse. If you were sexually abused at a church or a school by a member of the clergy, listen closely, as you may be entitled to financial compensation. Even if the abuse happened decades ago, your case could still qualify for compensation. If you suffered abuse from clergy members and those who knew about the abuse but failed to stop it, no matter how long ago it was, call our law firm's confidential clergy abuse helpline at 800-712-3253 to find out if you're eligible for a cash settlement. Our attorneys may be able to get you justice, closure, and substantial compensation while your case remains fully confidential. Receive the financial settlement you deserve and hold those responsible accountable. Call now to find out if your case qualifies for compensation. Don't wait. Call our law firm's 100% confidential clergy abuse helpline right now to seek justice and compensation. Call 800-712-3253. That's 800-712-3253. 800-712-3253.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America and a partnership with Visa terms apply, rights reserved.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
3:28, time for traffic. Here's Neil.
All right, we have a couple of stalls, Lisa. We're going to start with one on the Kennedy in the express lanes. On your outbound side at Damon in the right lane, a thick delay making your way in the express lanes. Avoid that by just sticking with the low lanes on the outbound Kennedy. 20 minutes to Montrose, 38 minutes to O'Hare, 47 in from O'Hare into downtown. Your 24 in off the Edens. The other stall is on the Tri-State southbound at Roosevelt, blocking at least a lane. Traffic is really solid from the Bensonville Bridge. Back to the expressways on the Edens coming in, 20 minutes. Heavy before Cicero to the Kennedy. No delays outbound. You're looking great on the Edens there. Over on the Eisenhower, leaving downtown out to Manheim, 40 minutes. Heavy from the Jane Byrne interchange before First Avenue. If you're headed out to the Jane Addams, just about an hour drive. 55 inbound from I-90, 28 in from Manheim. Stevenson going out, 33 to Cicero, 47 to Tri-State, just about an hour to 355. 42 in from the Veterans Tollway to South Lakeshore Drive. South on the Dan Ryan, 35 out, just 14 minutes in. 57 outbound slow from the Ryan to Halstead, and a backup on the Ford outbound, getting past the Dan Ryan. Your next report, 338, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
Partly sunny, 26 degrees now at 3:29.
Big news from Illinois' largest Ford dealer. Call Ford just announced 0% for 66 months on new F-150s. Plus, make no payments for 3 months. Get 0% for 66 months on F-150s today at this Ford giant. Call Ford in Niles.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Chicago's news traffic and weather station. News Radio 105.9. The WBBM Newsradio.com.
3:30, good afternoon. I'm Lisa Fielding. Here are the top stories on News Radio WBBM.
Can this budget be saved? I'm political editor Jeff Buckles at City Hall. With the growing divide between Mayor Johnson and aldermen on how to spend your tax dollars next year.
Meanwhile, some Chicagoans in favor of the mayor's budget gathered downtown to voice their support for his version.
This is Terry Keshner. A young woman's death from years ago remains unsolved, but investigators are not giving up.
Plus, it looks like a done deal, but now a hostile bid could shake things up in the world of streaming in business.
Wall Street kicking off the new week to the downside. A lot of jitters about the Fed's next move. Today, the Dow down 216 points, the Nasdaq down 32, the S&P lower by 24. I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg.
Early sunny, 26 degrees. The news continues at 3:31, sponsored by SchneiderJobs.com. Chicago leaders appear to be as delighted as ever about the signature proposal in Mayor Brandon Johnson's city budget plan for next year. That's the $100 million plan to collect a tax from every business in the city with more than 100 workers. WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles has talked to the mayor and aldermen. He has our update from City Hall.
More than a dozen aldermen met for about 3 hours over the weekend with the mayor's budget team. They say they made a number of proposals that would raise the same amount of money without burdening small and medium-sized businesses, only to be repeatedly shot down. Scott Waguespack represents Roscoe Village.
He has resorted to finger-pointing. He's resorted to insults and attacks on those of us who have dared to call out the dangerous flaws in his irresponsible budget.
Those aldermen say they're concerned that head tax will stifle job growth. Just a few hours earlier, the mayor told reporters their alternate proposals were unbalanced, shifted too much burden onto working-class Chicagoans.
I am inserting the will of the people. That's what I'm doing. That is my responsibility.
The mayor also says if aldermen have a proposal, they can put it up for a vote. The aldermen we've heard from say they're preparing to do just that. We're at City Hall. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Meantime, supporters of Mayor Johnson's budget met downtown today to call on Chicago aldermen to support the funding for youth jobs.
With just 3 weeks left to pass a city budget, a group of youth summer job providers from across Chicago gathered at City Hall to demand the 26 aldermen who signed onto an alternative budget proposal reset their support and side with the Johnson administration's plan. Yaya Ramirez with Puente LSNA says the counter budget will result in the elimination of more than 5,000 youth summer jobs.
Cassie, the Protecting Chicago budget is a matter of great urgency.
Reese Johnson is a young person living on the west side and working as a peacekeeper with the city.
If you are an alderman protecting the rich while neglecting the poor, you're shameful.
Mayor Johnson's proposed corporate head tax, not featured in the alternative budget, is expected to raise money for youth jobs. Mallory Forbroker, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The death of a young woman in the far northwest suburbs more than a decade ago is getting some renewed attention.
At this point, we're taking any information that the public wants to bring forward.
Sleepy Hollow Police Chief Sam Parma is talking about the investigation into the death of Anna Mary Schneider. She was 19 years old when she died after spending time with friends at her family's pool on July 4th, 2009. Schneider's death was initially ruled a drowning, but was then ruled homicide in 2022. The case is getting a lot of new interest and tips thanks to media reports, and there's a Facebook page called Justice for Anna Schneider, and there's a $30,000 reward.
State Attorney Moster's office has also put out a couple statements on it as well, but we're taking any new leads and making sure that those leads get followed up.
Terry Keshner, 105.9 WBBM.
A Cinnabon worker in northeast Wisconsin has been fired after a racist outburst went viral.
The company says the worker was immediately terminated by the franchise owner after video surfaced showing her yelling at a couple from behind the counter, using racial slurs, making obscene gestures, and mocking the woman's hijab. The incident happened at a mall in Ashwaubenon near Green Bay after a dispute over a cinnamon roll order.
It's like what?
What song is here? Cinnabon says the behavior is unacceptable and doesn't reflect its values. Fundraisers have now been launched, one to support the Somali Muslim couple who say they were traumatized, another claiming to help the fired worker that's raised tens of thousands of dollars. Rachel Pearson, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
3:35 national news now. The Supreme Court hears arguments about whether the president has the power to fire the heads of independent federal agencies. It follows the firing of the former FTC Director Rebecca Slaughter. Slaughter argues that the Congress designed the FTC to be bipartisan and independent from the executive branch. CBS News' Katrina Kaufman says the liberal justices have pushed back in their questioning.
They have grave concerns about the way that this would expand presidential power. Justice Sotomayor said that the court should be wary of overturning a 90-year precedent that she says established the very structure of our modern federal government. She said to John Sauer, to destroy the structure of government, and also questioned what other case has fundamentally altered the way that our government functions.
The court's conservative majority suggests it would overturn a unanimous 90-year-old decision that has limited when presidents can fire agencies' board members. Another entity attempts a hostile bid for Warner Brothers Discovery.
Netflix reached a $72 billion takeover deal with Warner Brothers Discovery just days ago, in a deal that would alter the U.S. entertainment landscape. Paramount says that it is going straight to Warner Brothers shareholders with a $30 per share in cash offer for the entirety of Warner Brothers Discovery, including its global network segment, asking shareholders to reject the deal with Netflix. Paramount argues that the Netflix deal faces too many regulatory hurdles and would stifle competition. President Donald Trump says that the deal struck by Netflix to buy Warner Brothers Discovery could be a problem because of the size of the combined market share. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Coming up in a minute, low gas prices, traffic, and weather together. It's 3:36.
We can be there right away. We'll unclog and degurgle and flush your worries away. With nothing left than perfect could do. Call 630 Perfect. Home
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who never lies. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through December 21st, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Now, the lowest gas prices from News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Sponsored by PackyWebFord.com. Own a business, you may be able to deduct 100% of the price on a Section 179 qualifying your Ford model. For details, visit PackyWebFord.com. In Joliet, the Citgo on Jefferson and O'Neill is gas for $2.73 a gallon. In Burbank, the S&K Fuels on 79th and McVicker also has gas for $2.73.
Coming up, this is Haley Hansen. Applications are now open for couples interested in becoming the first to tie the knot in Cook County New Year.
That's on the way, but first 3:38, traffic sponsored by Metro.
This is on the Tri-State Toll Line, 7 miles an hour. Actually, it is gone. That was a stall. Still heavy from the Bensonville Bridge. Further south, you're heavy from the 82nd Street Toll Plaza to 95th Street. That's a new crash now blocking the right lane. On the Kennedy Expressway, the local lanes outbound at Armitage, you have a multi-vehicle crash blocking at least a lane, and then you have a stall in the express outbound at Damon in the right lane. Still a lot slower in the express lanes if you want to stick with the local lanes on the outbound Kennedy. 25 to Montrose, 43 to the airport. Coming inbound just about 50 from O'Hare into downtown. Eden's coming in 22 minutes from Lake Cook to the junction. No delays outbound, a 15-minute ride to Lake Cook. On the Eisenhower, 40 minutes to Manheim. Outbound, you're just about an hour to the Jane Addams. Same coming in from I-90, 30 minutes in from Manheim. Stevenson outbound, 50 to the Tri-State, 1 hour to reach 355. 45 in, you're 32 in from 294. Southside Expressways, the Dan Ryan getting outbound, 35 to the Split. Just 14 minutes in, that's it. 57 on the way out, brake lights from the Ryan to Halstead, and a backup on the Ford outbound, getting past the Dan Ryan to the Stony Island feeder. DeSable Lakeshore Drive delays near Chicago Avenue and through Grant Park. Looking over on I-80 westbound, a slowdown from Richards to Larkin. 8094 delays today, eastbound in spots between the Bishop Ford and Burr. Traffic sponsored by Metra. Tired of feeling constant stress of driving? It's time to hop on board with Metra and get where you're going quickly for less with a 95% on-time rate and fares for every kind of rider. Metra is your #1 option for your daily commute. Metra, drive less, do more. Next report, 3:48 on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather, mostly cloudy for tonight with a little snow around late. Little or no accumulation expected, low 19 early. Temperatures will rise to the 20s later on. Breezy and not as cold tomorrow with plenty of clouds, high 39. And rain tomorrow night will mix with some wet snow later on. Temperatures mostly in the mid to upper 30s. Wednesday, blustery and colder with occasional snow. Temperatures falling back to the 30s. 26 degrees in O'Hare right now, 27 at Midway, 24 in Warrenville, 28 at the lakefront, going down to 19 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Markets close lower to begin the trading week. It's 3:41. The lottery drawing is now open for Cook County's first marriage license of 2026.
Every year, we celebrate the first couple to say I do in the new year, and this year it could be you.
Cook County Clerk Monica Gordon is calling on couples wanting to tie the knot in 2026 to apply to receive the first marriage license of the new year.
Northeastern coast after a magnitude 7.6 underwater earthquake triggered a tsunami warning. Japan's meteorological agency says waves as high as 10 feet could hit shorelines from northern Japan to eastern Russia. The quake was felt as far away as Tokyo to the south and renewed memories of the 2011 tsunami, which left nearly 20,000 dead.
That's CBS's News' Vicki Barker, the U.S. National Tsunami Warning Center. There is no tsunami danger for the U.S. West Coast, Canada, or Alaska. Award season kicks in today with the Golden Globe nominations.
Welcome to The Pit.
Noah Wiley returning to his ER roots in the HBO drama The Pit, getting a Best Actor nod for the medical show.
That's the plan.
Not to be outdone, The White Lotus leading the TV nominations for the Golden Globe, 6 total, including Best Drama.
45 minutes to open shafts.
Yes, sir.
Jeremy Allen White getting a Best Actor nomination for The Bear, along with his co-star Io Adebari for Best Actress.
He's a good kid.
And Netflix's gritty psychological drama Adolescence picking up a nod for Best Limited Series. Matt Wolf, CBS News.
Hey, Dad, I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
I only paid for the brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid models. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Go! Bears! Maybe you shouldn't have got shirtless in this weather.
It's a nice Bears jacket.
Oh, thanks. I bought it with the Chicago Bears PNC Bank Visa debit card, which gives exclusive discounts on Bears merchandise.
Looks so soft and warm. Can you get discounts on gloves?
Yeah.
Face covers?
Sure.
Socks?
Yeah. Wait, why would you not wear socks?
Find out more at pnc.com/BearsCard. PNC Bank, the official bank of the Chicago Bears. PNC Bank National Association, member FDIC. Visa is a registered trademark of Visa International Service Association and used under license.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections will be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details. Top trending stories on WBBMNewsRadio.com.
Well, here's our holiday story of the day. A reindeer named Buddy might need to be renamed to Dasher after he bolted from his enclosure at Santa's Enchanted Forest in England. His escape sparked a full-scale search involving armed police, the Royal Marines, and the Coast Guard with thermal binoculars. After hours of searching, he was finally found on a nearby beach. Because who wouldn't just go to the beach? That's what I would do. His owner says he must have been doing a trial run for Christmas Eve. And federal regulators are expanding their investigation into Waymo after the company's self-driving cars kept illegally passing stop school buses in Austin and Atlanta. There have been 20 violations in Austin alone this year. And just last week, a robo-taxi drove a passenger straight through an active LAPD arrest at 4 a.m. On body cam video, you can see the car glide past the suspect lying face down on the ground while officers had their guns drawn. Waymo, definitely still experimental on that. 3:46, time for sports, sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet. And here he is, Mike Esposito with sports.
Lisa, thank you. The Bears were riding high after beating the Eagles in Philadelphia, shooting all the way up to the top seed in the NFC. But after yesterday's loss in Green Bay, the Pack passed them up for first in the division, and the seeding tumbles from 1 to 7 in the conference. Rick Gregg has the ugly details.
Had Caleb Williams connected with Cole Kmet on that final fateful play, and the Bears gone on to win, they'd be sitting pretty in the division. But that pass was intercepted, Kyle Monangai, and the Packers won by 7.
Can't cry about it. Gotta get back to the zone. We got on the phone next week back at home. We just gotta make sure the results stay fine.
Green Bay now leads the North by half a game with 4 to go. The good news is, assuming the Bears take care of business against 3-win Cleveland, Monangai and crew can climb right back on top with a win over the Packers at home this time, 2 Saturdays from now.
Even though it's such a short time, I'm excited to get another shot at that.
Monangai carried the ball 14 times for 57 yards at Lambeau Field, but failed to pick up a crucial yard on the Bears' final possession. They'll get another chance soon. Covering the Bears, Rick Gregg, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And as Rick mentioned, the Bears welcome the Browns to Soldier Field on Sunday, and Shadur Sanders has been named their starting quarterback for the rest of the season. Monday Night Football tonight in L.A. It is the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh hosting the Eagles. Colts quarterback Daniel Jones done for the season as tore his Achilles tendon yesterday. Baseball news, only one player, former Giants second baseman Jeff Kent, was elected to the Hall of Fame by the Contemporary Era Committee. Carlos Delgado, Don Mattingly, Dale Murphy all fell short, as did superstars Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, who of course are dogged by steroid allegations. With sports at 16 and 46, I'm 670 The Score's Mike Esposito on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Mike, thank you. 348 traffic, sponsored by 5-Star Tax Resolution. How are the roads, Neil?
Lisa, a plethora of problems starting on the Kennedy outbound. Your stop and go from the Edens Junction as you make your way outbound to about Armitage is where you're backed up from downtown. It looks like this crash involving multiple vehicles on the outbound Kennedy at Armitage, blocking at least a lane. 25 to Montrose, 43 to the airport. Stay with the local lane still because you're backed up in the express lanes on the Kennedy out from the Ohio feeder to Damon, packed in traffic with a stall in the right lane. So again, even though there's a crash outbound at Armitage, still stick with the local lanes. Coming in on the Kennedy, 48 minutes, and you're 24 in off the junction. The other trouble spot is on I-57 outbound, which is why you're heavy from 127th to before 147th Street. Crash there, getting cleaned up on the shoulder. 20 minutes to drive out to I-80. And on the Tri-State Tollway, a couple of issues. Southbound, you're heavy from the 82nd Street toll to 95th Street. A crash there in the right lane. Appreciate the heads up from Ernie on the WBBM Mercedes-Benz of Hoffman Estates traffic tip line, 855-780 Road. The Veterans Tollway southbound slow from 290 to Lake Street and approaching the Reagan and I-55. 8094 Northwest Indiana westbound packed in from Kennedy to Indy Boulevard. Looks like a medical emergency there in the right lane with a Gapers delay on the eastbound side of 8094. Traffic's sponsored by 5-Star Tax Resolution. Buried in tax debt? Hit the experts. Forbes ranked #1. Seasoned attorneys take over immediately with a free confidential consultation. Don't wait. Call pound 250 and say tax help right now, or visit 5startaxresolution.com. Your next report, 3:58, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather. It's going to be a mostly cloudy night tonight with a little snow around lates. In general, little or no accumulation is expected, but there could be a couple of slick spots around with a low of 19 early. Temperatures will rise through the 20s. Then not nearly as cold heading into tomorrow. It'll be breezy with a good deal of clouds. Tomorrow's high around 39 degrees. It's 26 at O'Hare right now, 27 at Midway and at Albany Park, 28 at the lakefront, going down to 19 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Chicago's only station dedicated to news around the clock. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Mayor Brandon Johnson joining young black men in an effort to change the stigma surrounding how black teens dress by switching out their sweats for, quote, quarter-zip sweater.
You've probably seen the social media trend. Young black men are doing away with their tracksuits, dusting off the quarter zips to enhance their image while stepping away from stereotypical streetwear.
There are strong black young brothers who are pursuing education, who are pursuing entrepreneurship, who are pursuing community. It's certainly encouraging. It's something that I believe the people of Chicago deserve to see more of.
Over the weekend, Mayor Brandon Johnson joined a group of black teens and men proudly walking through Bronzeville, all sporting their sweaters. Some even sipping on matcha. It wasn't just a viral moment. It was about changing perspectives, giving the community a new image of young black men in Chicago.
They're also working hard to make some incredible changes in their community. It was a very powerful testament to our city and our young people.
Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Stocks begin the week in the red. We'll check in live with Bloomberg coming up at 3:52.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Consumer Cellular.
Robinhood is delivering cash to its clients. The online trading platform is partnering with delivery startup GoPuff to allow Robinhood customers to withdraw cash from the Robinhood banking accounts and have it delivered to their doorstep. Robinhood rolled out cash delivery in New York City, with San Francisco, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. among the next group of cities to see the service go live before rolling out across the country. I'm Jason Brooks.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
3:53, let's check in live with Bloomberg now. Here's Tom Busby. Hi, Tom.
Oh, yes. Stocks today, Lisa, ending lower to start the week. A lot of jitters about this week's meeting with the Fed. Now, the central bank is expected to cut rates on Wednesday. The problem is we don't know what the Fed's outlook will be for the year ahead. And with that, the Dow today down 216, almost 0.5% lower. The Nasdaq down 32, the S&P lost 24. Layoffs are coming to Pepsi. The soda giant is cutting costs, and that means it'll likely start cutting jobs soon. Hasn't said how many. But to boost slumping sales in its food division, this is good news. It wants to lower prices by 20%. That includes Life cereal, Quaker Oats, and its Lay's, Cheetos, Fritos, Doritos, and other snacks. And about face from the president late today, he announced plans to allow NVIDIA to ship its H200 AI chips to China, despite a lot of concerns about helping China's AI ambitions there. But it's going to make a lot of money for NVIDIA. And this could help lower prices at the gas pump. Oil prices back below $59 a barrel because U.S. crude stockpiles right now at a 5-year high. There's so much they don't know what to do with it. With business at 23 and 53, live from the Bloomberg Newsroom, Tom Busby, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Tom, thanks so much. We've got several lane blockage issues. We're going to find out what's going on with Neil coming up at 3:54.
Do you know what time it is?
To be honest, it's half past the hour.
Why did you say, to be honest?
To be honest, the cherry wood of the colonial bedroom at Penny Mustard reminds me of George Washington, who famously said, "I cannot tell a lie." To be honest, that's correct. That's appropriate, since the colonial bedroom is fit for a president.
The solid wood design has an authentic old-timey feel.
To be honest, it also features forever tight bed brackets and drawer bottoms strong enough to stand on.
So you can't tell a lie?
To be honest, I cannot.
Okay, in that case, did you eat my turkey sub out of the fridge in the break room?
To be honest, no.
Okay.
It wasn't turkey. It was ham. The majestic colonial bedroom featuring a king panel bed with drawers, 8-drawer dresser, panel mirror, and 3-drawer nightstand, starting at $13,445 at Penny Mustard.
7 Chicagoland showrooms.
PennyMustard.com. Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Finding health insurance can be so confusing. People need help. That's why I work for Get Covered Illinois.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
And we're here to help.
With thousands of brokers certified by the state and hundreds of trained insurance guides, what we call navigators, available in communities across Illinois.
All free.
At getcoveredillinois.gov, we're here to help.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In the right lane with the gapers delay eastbound. Your next reports at 4:08. News Radio 5.
Right now, thank you. Tonight, mostly cloudy, maybe a little snow north of the city. Temperatures kind of rising into the 20s. Tomorrow could reach 40, and then some rain. Tomorrow night, mixing with some wet snow with lows in the mid-40s. 26 at O'Hare, 25 Waukegan, 27 Lakewood.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago's news traffic info station. News Radio 155 at WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM, the budget back and forth continues at City Hall. We'll bring you a breakdown of where things stand ahead of the approaching end of the year deadline.
This is Terry Keshner. Cicero police say a man was arrested in New Mexico following the murder of his roommate.
Plus a strong atmospheric river pounding the Pacific Northwest with heavy rain, flash flooding, and potential landslides. The latest on that coming up from CBS News. In business.
I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg. Wall Street closing lower on worries about the Fed's outlook for interest rates. The Dow today down 216, the Nasdaq down 32, the S&P lower by 24.
We've got partly sunny skies across the board, 26 degrees now. It's 4 o'clock.
is CVS News on the Hour, sponsored by CVS Health.
I'm Cammie McCormick. A strong atmospheric river is moving into the Pacific Northwest with heavy rain, flash flooding, and possible landslides. Meteorologist Nick Allard in Seattle.
Upwards of 2 to 5, 3 to 6 inches of rain possible into, Thursday and Friday. Upwards of 6 to 10 inches for the mountains, so we are absolutely going to see some river flooding. And it's windy. We have gusts in the 20, 30, and even potentially low 40-mile-per-hour range.
President Trump today signed a $12 billion aid package for farmers who have been hit by falling prices and tariffs.
This relief will provide much-needed certainty to farmers as they get this year's harvest to market and look ahead to next year's crops. And it'll help them continue their efforts to lower food prices for American families.
The Supreme Court heard arguments today over whether President Trump can fire members of independent agencies like the Federal Trade Commission. CBS's Ed O'Keefe has more.
One of several cases regarding presidential powers that are working their way through the high court right now, and a big one because it could mean a complete remake of those dozens of agencies that oversee these various subject matters having to do with, consumer rights, civil rights, all sorts of safety standards, and of course a review of mergers and acquisitions and other economic matters.
12 FBI agents are suing to win their jobs back. They were fired after kneeling during a 2020 racial justice protest in Washington. Here's Scott McFarland.
These agents say they were using a de-escalation technique to kneel to stop a crowd that was getting out of control in Washington. And that the de-escalation not only was a technique, but an effective technique. According to their lawsuit, they argued agents that were closest to the mob were the first to kneel, and their intent was to prevent a dangerous situation in which confrontational or unwitting civilians might make physical contact with agents or grab the agents' guns.
The agents say Director Kash Patel perceived they were not politically aligned with President Trump. A Texas judge says the makers of Tylenol could be barred from doing business there, as Peter King reports.
The state district judge says Tylenol's manufacturer, Kenvue, is violating a Texas law requiring out-of-state businesses to register with the state. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has already sued Kenvue, claiming it hid the risks of autism for children whose mothers used Tylenol while pregnant. Earlier this year, President Trump and Health Secretary Kennedy put out a warning for pregnant moms not to use Tylenol. A number of studies have debunked the alleged link between autism and acetaminophen, Tylenol's main ingredient. A hearing is scheduled for next Monday.
On Wall Street, stocks finished lower today. This is CBS News.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
4:03. It is Monday, the 8th day of December. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lisa Fielding. We've got 26 degrees, partly sunny skies. Winds out of the south now at 7 miles an hour. Going to be milder the next day or two. Look for a high near 40 tomorrow, but we could get a rain-snow mix tomorrow night. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up for you at 4:15, but first at 4. Should Chicago charge businesses a fixed fee for each of their employees? Well, Mayor Brandon Johnson seems to think so. It's the focus of a growing divide between his administration and more than a dozen aldermen who say it could stall Chicago's economy at the worst time. WBBM political editor Jeff Buchholz continues to cover this story from City Hall.
Mayor Johnson says his $21 per person per month head tax on employers with more than 100 workers reflects what Chicagoans want.
We're challenging corporations to put more skin in the game. In fact, it's the message that's winning across America.
And he says there's no evidence the city gained jobs when Chicago repealed its previous head tax a decade ago. More than a dozen aldermen disagree, citing an analysis of numbers from the federal government.
We can't afford a head tax in any form. This is a hard stop.
Albany Park Alderwoman Samantha Nugent and colleagues say they spent 3 hours over the weekend with the mayor's budget team proposing possible alternatives, all of which were rejected. The mayor says they were out of balance and challenged critics to put their suggestions up for a vote.
If city council members want to double the garbage fees in Inglewood, Roseland, and Austin, then they should put it on the board and vote for it.
We're at City Hall. Jeff Buchholz, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
A man from the West Suburban Cicero area now charged following the death of his roommate last month.
Cicero police say there was an explosion and house fire on the 1800 block of South 51st Avenue, November 3rd. The body of 29-year-old Jesus Nunez was found inside. Police say he had been shot in the head before the fire, which was set intentionally. Nunez's roommate, 37-year-old Naman Alfredo Vasquez, was caught driving Nunez's car in New Mexico and arrested the day after the fire. He has now been extradited back to Illinois. Vasquez is charged with aggravated arson and concealment of a homicidal death. Cicero police say the investigation continues. Terry Keshner, 105.9 WBBM.
A small dog was reportedly taken from a man's SUV in downtown Chicago last night.
Cooper, a 2-year-old mini golden doodle, went missing as owner Riley Parker was validating parking inside the Hyatt Regency in the Loop. Parker says when he returned, his SUV had been ransacked and Cooper was nowhere to be found.
And I start basically running around the street calling his name, thinking maybe he got out, because I'm already knowing that someone broke into my car, so I'm thinking maybe he just hopped out and started walking around. And so I started calling for his name. I didn't see him.
Parker has filed a police report and has posted photos to his Facebook page, hoping someone will recognize the pooch. Cooper has golden fur with white on his nose, chin, and chest, with Parker adding,
he had a mat on his back right foot, and they had to shave his back right foot, so all of his feet have fur on it except his back right foot.
Haley Hansen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A $30,000 reward being offered for information about the death of a young woman from the far northwest suburbs. It happened more than 16 years ago. Sleepy Hollow Police Chief Sam Parnas says 19-year-old Anna Marie Schneider's death was initially ruled a drowning.
There's been newfound attention in the case, but the actual designation was changed from undetermined to a homicide, and that was in 2022.
Schneider's death at her family's backyard pool in 2009, getting a lot of new interest lately thanks to media reports and a Facebook page called Justice for Anna Schneider. Metro BNSF trains are back on the move, but with extensive delays after a train struck a vehicle near Hinsdale. The alert was posted just a few hours ago. Both inbound and outbound trains are affected. Still unclear how the vehicle came to be on the tracks, whether the driver or any passengers were inside, and whether there was any injuries to anyone in the car and the train. Metro hasn't released any further details yet. A federal jury trial will begin today, for a man shot by police at a CTA red line station in 2020.
The trial will decide whether or not Chicago police officers violated the civil rights of Ariel Roman after he was shot by police at the Grand Avenue CTA red line station in February of 2020. Roman sued the city and police officers Melvina Bogart and Bernard Butler, claiming the officers used excessive force by shooting Roman twice while trying to arrest him for walking between train cars. The lawsuit seeks financial damages. Roman's lawyer says the city also needs to make sure all officers are properly trained. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
408, traffic and weather together on the 8s. Here's Neil Fiorito.
Lisa crashes on the Stevenson on both sides, one inbound at Pulaski, and that's why you're solid before First Avenue. 57 to drive in from the Veterans, 45 in from the Tri-State. Outbound stop-and-go traffic from the Dan Ryan to First Avenue. You have a crash blocking a lane there. 37 at the Cicero Avenue exit, in case you're going out toward Midway. 58 to the Tri-State, an hour 10 to 355. Still a pretty big backup on I-57 outbound from 127th to before 147th Street. Crash cleanup there on the shoulder, 23 minutes to drive out to I-80. Tollways, the Tri-State southbound really heavy from 75th to 95th Street. That is a crash in the right lane. We have a crash reported on I-80 westbound right around I-57. Traffic pretty jammed up from Kedzie. And then further to the east on 8094, delays either way. Westbound past Grand to Indy Boulevard, a medical emergency in the right lane. That's why you're heavy eastbound from the Ford over to Indianapolis Boulevard. That is your Gapers delay. On the Edens driving inbound, about 33 from Lake Cook to the junction. No delays outbound on the Edens, 15 to Lake Cook Road. That's it. On the Kennedy out, 24 to Montrose, slower in the express lanes because we had a stall at Damon that has been cleared. A 42-minute ride out to O'Hare, 47 in, 24 in off the junction. On the Eisenhower outbound, 50 to Manheim, an hour 15 to the Jane Addams. Coming in on 290, an hour 15 for I-90 in as well.
37 in for Mannheim. The Dan Ryan 35 out, just 14 minutes inbound. Bishop-Fort outbound heavy from the Ryan to 115th, 23 minutes to drive out to 8094. Typical delays on both sides of the lakefront on DuSable Lakeshore Drive. From the Metro Traffic Center, next report, 418 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Tonight, cloudy, a little snow to the north of the city, about 19 degrees early, then temperatures on the rise. High tomorrow near 40, could get a rain-snow mix on Tuesday night. Right now, 26 at O'Hare, 27 Midway, 25 in Lansing, stocks in the red. Today, it is 410.
For nearly 100 years, Busey Wealth Management has helped families and businesses make smart financial decisions that stand the test of time. From personalized investment plans to tax strategies that work for you, we take a big picture approach, connecting you with the right experts to help protect what you've built and plan for what's next. Busey Wealth Management, here for every chapter of your financial story.
When nothing less than perfect could do. Call 630 Perfect. Perfect Home Services. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric with licensed expertise. Speedy service, battle right satisfaction guarantee. Background check, drug test, and test. Since 1992. Keep you comfortable and safe. Just check online reviews. When nothing less than perfect could do. Call 630 Perfect. Perfect Home Services. 630 Perfect.
It's 411. A Woodstock woman will stay in jail after she's accused of using a jailhouse phone call to tell her roommate to hide her drugs.
37-year-old Ashley Starnes of Woodstock faces several drug-related charges after being found in possession of a substance containing cocaine and fentanyl between 15 to 100 grams. After being arrested and jailed, court documents say Starnes called her roommate from the McHenry County Jail in an attempt to have her roommate hide her remaining drugs. A judge granted the McHenry County State's Attorney's Office's petition to detain Starnes pending trial. Mallory Vorbroker, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A 17-year-old boy was shot this morning on the south side after allegedly breaking into a man's car.
Chicago police say it happened on South Indiana near 94th Street at 3:42 a.m. That's when a 58-year-old man told police he heard his car alarm going off, went outside and saw the driver's side window was broken and two males were in his car. The man says one of the suspects pulled out a gun and that's when he shot at them, hitting the 17-year-old in the right forearm and left knee. The second suspect ran off and jumped into a gray minivan to get away. The wounded teen was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center in fair condition. Chicago police say the man who shot him has a valid FOID card and a concealed carry license. Maya Martinez, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Well, if you think it's been extra snowy the past couple of weeks, you're not alone. Chicago's seen a little over 17 inches of snow over just the last few weeks, marking it the fastest start to the snow season since 1978. The cumulative snowfall nearly matched all of the snow the city saw last year at 17.6 inches. Well, the temperature's rising, so maybe we'll get rid of that snow a little bit into tomorrow. We're going to have the AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up next. It's 413.
Chicago isn't just a city, it's a stage. From the latest theater premieres and music festivals to food that defines our neighborhoods and art that inspires the world, our newsroom brings you the stories that make Chicago one of a kind. Listen every day. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
With T-Mobile, we don't miss out on any family business. Hola, mija, ¿cómo quedó el mole? It turned out great.
This holiday, switch to T-Mobile and stay connected with Los Tuyos. Get 4 Samsung Galaxy S25 phones with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for just $25 per line. Visit a store at T-Mobile.com or call 1-800-T-Mobile. With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible portings on essentials. For well-qualified customers, auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Funds agreement 128 gigabytes, $800 required. Not for extended international use. You must reside in the U.S. and primary use domestic.
Creek Casino and Hotel. Join us for $1 Million Month this December when we give away over $1 million in cash, slot free play, and prizes. It's getting cold outside, but we have plenty of hot promotions and winning moments to go around, including more than $1 million to close out the year. So stop by today, slay the holiday, and get your share. Only at Wind Creek Casino and Hotel. Must be 21 years or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, prices, counseling, and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
4:15, the AccuWeather 5-day forecast, sponsored by meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Well, it is going to turn out mostly cloudy, at least as we head through tonight after a pretty cold day. We really won't see temperatures drop all that much this evening. Temperatures dropping to about 19 early tonight, but temperatures will rise through the 20s. With those clouds thickening up, we will see a little snow around late. It's a little or no accumulation, though, expected as we head through the night. Pretty cloudy tomorrow, not as cold as today with a bit of a breeze, high 39. Then rain moves in tomorrow night. Now, that could mix with some wet snow late. Temperatures mostly in the mid to upper 30s. Temperatures slowly fall back through the 30s on Wednesday. It will be blustery and colder with occasional snow, and the chance for some snow and flurries Thursday and Friday. Mostly cloudy and colder. High both days, only 24. And believe it or not, it gets even colder into the weekend. 27 at the lakefront, going down to 19 later tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
All right, Brian, looking forward to maybe the snow melting a little bit these days. It's 4:16. We're looking for a Chevrolet. Visit Illinois Chevrolet Dealer of the Year, Apple Chevy. And from the AppleChevy.com sports desk, once again, from the score, here's Mike Esposito.
Lisa, thank you. The Bears are back in Lake Forest saying, what if, after a close one in Green Bay that resulted in a 28-21 loss to the Packers. Rick Gregg has the details.
But this time seems different from so many Lambeau losses before. The Bears were in it to the end, and it wasn't a fluke. Linebacker T.J. Edwards reminded the fellows on 670 the score.
You know, they made a couple more plays than we did against good teams, and that's kind of how it goes. But not discouraged whatsoever. We're going to get back in there today and